Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. I'm doing my recap from yesterday and today. I only took one trade yesterday. Didn't make sense to do a whole recap just for one trade. So we're combining 2 days and we're going to cover that today. But one quick question before we get into it. Are your losses consuming you? You need to ask yourself this question. Because we all know as traders, losses are part of the game. They're part of what we do and what we have to deal with. But sometimes we allow these losses to consume us. And we're all going to go through our struggles. We're all going to go through something in trading. Some of us are going to be worse than others. Sometimes it's going to be worse than others. But we cannot allow these things to consume us. When we get that way, we have to attack the problem head on. We got to deal with it. Because if we don't, we're going to always be on this side of the problem. And it's always going to be consuming us and always going to be bringing us down. So we have to address what's causing our losses. And if you can't do that, that's when you get help. You know, when I didn't understand what I was doing and why I was losing when I was losing, all it took was for me to get some help. And I got on the right track. So what that did was it took me from this side, the negative side of the problem of my losses, to the positive side. And when you get on the other side, that's where learning takes place. That's where you start to make strides and make progress. You know, think about guys that lift weights, okay? Like when you lift weights, you think a lot of people believe that when you're lifting the weights, that's what's making your muscles grow. But when you're actually pumping that iron, you're tearing your muscles apart. You're breaking them down. You're tearing them up. The muscles grow when they're resting, while you're sleeping, while you're resting. That's when your muscles, when they're building themselves back up and they're coming out on the other side of the workout, that's when you start to see growth and start to see progress. Our problems are the same way. And it doesn't have to be losses. I'm just asking about losses because yesterday I let a loss consume me. And, you know, it made me start to remember, okay, look, I can't do this. And everything that I share with you or things that I've gone through or that I just went through or that I'm helping somebody else get through. So these are legit issues that we face as traders. So don't let your losses consume you. If you can't figure out what's going on, get with somebody that can help you get your trading together. And so you can start getting on the other side of these problems and start to experience some growth. All right, so yesterday, here's what happened. I was waiting. You know, we had a couple of good stocks that set up yesterday. One that we're going to talk about in a minute put in this huge big candle at the open. So for me, that was a no-go. Okay, no way, not going to deal with it. So this stock open, we put in, you know, the first 5-minute candle. This candle opened, pushed up, sold back off, but it didn't close below the low. So I waited for this candle to open and start to you know, sell off, and I took my entry. Well, I figured that we would be able to get through this 100, but I had my first target right here. Now this thing is sold off real nice. It came within 2 cents of my order. 2 freaking cents. And then it went back up. And a lot of times what happens is the next candle will open and sell back off down to this and then come back. This didn't do it. It didn't sell back off. It kind of went back up. You know, here's another candle that opened. Now, I know what I'm seeing. I know I'm seeing higher low, higher low, higher low. This didn't make a higher high. I'm still, looking at this level here as the line in the sand, so to speak. And even though, I should have taken it off here, and then if it rejected, get back in. That would have been the smartest thing to do. But I didn't. And it came back and it stopped me out. Now what happened was I took this loss personal. I personalized, or I gave the market life. I gave it a living, breathing life. And I said to myself that the market is out to get me. It saw exactly what I was doing, and it let me get this stock, and it took me out. It came within 2 cents of my target. It knows what I'm doing. It's just not going to let me make money. It slipped up on me, probably because I didn't have a whole lot of sleep the night before we were traveling. I was driving all yesterday, that day before, that Monday. And whenever that happens, you let these things creep in. And when I felt it, I understood it. And the responsible thing for me to do was to shut it down. And that's what I did. If I had to take the loss, I took the loss. But had I continued to trade, there's a good chance that me not being in my right mind and being comfortable and having an attitude towards the market could have cost me even more money. So even though there were good trades out there to take, there's no guarantee that I would have done it right. I probably could have messed that up and then blamed it on everybody else but me. Okay, so this was my fault. Not because I waited. And, if I saw this again, I would probably wait again. I'm just being a little bit more conservative here. I was looking for it to potentially pull all the way back. Eventually it did, but I was looking for it to pull back. It just didn't do it. And, ended up stopping me out. So it wasn't that I didn't manage to trade. Well, I did manage to trade as well as I should have. When I saw this happen and I saw this, I should have gotten out. Just take it off, because you can always reset. Even if I had to reset under the 100, there's still enough room between here and here for me to make some money. So, I made a mistake in not just killing my order and taking it. Coming within 2 cents, if it slows down, you click it. How hard is that? But sometimes greed takes over. Sometimes you get stubborn. It's got to hit your target, and you end up like me yesterday. So that's what happened yesterday. I was done with it. But you can see this made a nice move down, and there were other opportunities in this trade. I could have gotten in here and made some money back, but I was done for the day. The real trade I missed was this OLED. And the reason why I took my eyes off of it, you see this huge candle. This was my primary watch. This huge candle at the open. Now, there's some people that gambled on this and made good money. But I can't take that gamble. I'm not that type of trader. So I waited for it to put it in. And since it put this huge candle in, I took my eyes off of it. I just completely took my eyes off of this. I didn't even re-engage this, to be honest with you. And you can see what happened. This stock tried 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, trying to push back through this 5-minute opening range low. It couldn't. And I could have entered here and made some good money. It went all the way down to the 100, which would have been my target and would have been a solid trade. And just got back in here late day, and this thing would have sold off. Perfect summertime trade. But I can't say I made the mistake of not keeping my eye on this. And when I went and jumped in the other trade, I got so angry with it that it just kept me from doing my job. It kept me from doing my job and completely missed it. Yesterday could have been a solid day, but ended up, having to take a $104 loss. But with my attitude yesterday, it really could have been worse. So I'll take that and move on. Okay, now today, CRM was on my watch. This was one of my main watches, so to speak. And what I wanted this to do is open with a 52-week high. And this kind of goes along with our swing trade strategy on a 52-week high breakout. We never trade the first breakout. And the reason being is 80% of the time it's a false breakout. It's coming back. Because what seasoned traders know is that we new traders are taught to buy breakouts. That's supposedly the easiest thing for us to do. Buy the breakout. Because when it breaks out, you're going to have people buying and it's going to push it up. Well, that worked for a while. I remember that worked several years ago when I first started. But big guys caught hold to that. And they're like, look, we can predict the breakout. We can see a breakout about to happen. Let's position ourselves in this. And as soon as it breaks, when all of these guys are buying, we're going to sell. And if if the sellers are out dueling the buyers and you're starting to see some crazy price action and that stops people from buying and then the stock starts to fall, then you're going to have those that bought it's not breaking out, so they're going to start dumping it. They're going to panic, they're going to sell out, and then we get this huge move down. So for me, I'm like, you know what? If this thing opens high, I'm going to look for a sell-off. And that's what we were talking about this morning when we were building the watch list. So that was my primary watch. And this was actually the first trade I took. But I got it. It ran all the way down to the 200. Again, it didn't hit my order. It didn't hit my order. And here's the traditional 5-minute opening range low. Here is the opening candle right here. And it put in this huge wick. I didn't get in up here off the body like I normally do because we were above the VWAP. We were above the 100. Remember what happened yesterday? I got in and the trade stuffed at the 100. So I waited for this to close below the 100 period. I got in and it came within a couple cents of hitting my order. But unlike yesterday, I went ahead and took it off. But guess what happened today? Yesterday, this came back and stopped me out. Okay, and I had to take a loss. Today, I caught it. But look what happened. It never would have hit my stop. It turned around and it made the freaking move that I was looking for. So now what do? Next time, what happens? What do? This is a dilemma that really gets into a lot of traders minds. What do I do next? The next time I see this, what do I do? Do I still let this go? Or what? Well, I was only in 100 shares, so scaling out at that point wouldn't have done any good. So, because if I'd have taken half off, this would have stopped me out at break even anyway. But, you know, this is something that I have to go back at night and look at and see if I can go back through my journal and find other trades that kind of did the same thing. Now, had I taken profit here, this might have stopped me out. I don't know. It might have stopped me out before this kept going, but I would have been back in this. I would have been waiting and watching. But I thought this was going to pull back up and retest this and come back again. So I actually missed this secondary move. I completely missed it. So you can see I only made $26 on this. Had I not cut it off and just let it work, I'd have got paid. You know, not bad. Getting in here at 130 and this thing got all the way down to 128, dipped below 128. Yeah, I probably would have covered half, you know, on the way down. I'd have been covering it, but, you know, I would have picked up probably $120 on this. So that was on CRM. Try to trade here on DKS. This one hit my first target here. Well, actually, this failed. I think this failed twice. Let me see. Yeah, took some off at 33. This was supposed to be 25. This was supposed to be 36, but I got, you know, 5 cents extra on it. And then we turned around and stopped me back out at break even. So I did get 2 covers. I did hit 2 of my targets here. And it just turned around on me. It was okay. You know, did make a couple bucks on it. This is like the bare minimum that I like to make on a trade, which would be around 75 bucks. You make two $75 trades a day, you got 150 bucks a day. If you're growing your account and you're learning your strategy, you know, $750 a week, and then you end up with $3,000 extra a month. How many months is it going to take you to get $30,000 if you do it that way? So you can get out of Suretrader or whatever BS broker you may be in, and you're into a legit broker that's going to give you some real competitive rates. You know, just think about it. Just think about it. All right, so that was it on DKS. I was watching for it to reject, but it didn't. It kept pushing, so took that off my watch. Now, KORS, this was the one that I locked in on and just traded it all day. Yeah, I got a lot of tickets on this, but for only trading 200 shares at a time, you know, $363 is not bad. You know, not bad at all. So, you know, yeah, commissions kind of ate up this. Had 25 trades. You know, so yeah, it's the commissions are gonna be killer on it. But I made money. That's if you make money on trades, if you take the commission cost in account when you trade and make sure that you are making money, it doesn't matter what you get charged commissions, you're going to be fine. It just doesn't matter if you make the money. So here I got in. This was a little late. I know. This candle here threw me off. I wanted to get in up here. We had this huge candle this candle opened, retested this level. But when we put in a lower low, I went ahead and got in, and I was looking for a move down to this 59.06 level, but I took half off at this level here, and then it turned around and bounced and stopped me out. This is what this stock did to me pretty much all day. So I waited for the pullback. When it rejected, I got in, which was, let's see, a little bit around 10:30. Yeah, right here. I got out. I got took it off at 60.88. Hit my first target. Actually went through it. You know, the $250 mark I was looking for. So I did. It did hit my target here, which was what, around 22, 60, 22. So I did get some there. And then this thing just didn't seem like it wanted to do anything. It wasn't going anywhere. So I just covered that second piece because I thought we were probably going to bounce up again, but we didn't. When we didn't bounce, I ended up getting back in and covered some through this level here. And then we bounced back, took me out at break even. Then I turned around and got back in. Now, yeah, I could have held through these, but you don't know how far it's going to go against you. You know, and it's obvious. You know, if I was in the mindset yesterday, I'd be like, you know what? These guys are looking at my stock, and they're coming right back, and it's going right to break even and stopping me out and then working. This thing went right to break even, stopped me out, and then the trade kept working again. But you don't know. You have to lock in profit. You got to. I got to lock in profit. And if I saw this tomorrow, I'd do it again. I'd do the same thing again. I'd have to lock in profit. So I got back in, and you can see I was taking these moves. And they ended up being scalp moves because this stock just wasn't following through the way I like. It would bounce back up to break even, take me out, and then work. You know, let me out. Accidentally took a long trade here. I was positioning it so that I can catch this on the VWAP rejection. I felt we were coming back if we had rejected, but accidentally took a long position, and I kind of waited, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and see, but it wasn't what I wanted to do, so I just took it off. So this trade was, you know, it did make a couple dollars, but it really wasn't what it should have been. And then for the end of the day, we got in, got the first target here, and just never made it back. Never made it back to, this is the 20 from the daily. Never made it back here. So pretty decent day. I mean, I wasn't upset at all. Had to trade this way in order to make the money. And you're going to see a lot more trades like this from me this summer. Because one of the adjustments I make in the summer is I have to take profit. Got to take profit. No ifs and buts about it. We're growing our account. In order to keep growing, we got to take profit. We're not going to get the huge moves like we're used to. So, got to take it. All right, so OLED, I was looking at this morning, and I'm like, you know, this is probably going to sell off again today. It's looking like it's setting up like it's going to sell off. So this will be a good all-day hold. And so I ended up getting it for an all-day hold. I knew from 105 down to 98, 99, that was a huge move on 500 shares. I could, you know, lock in some money on that. So I got in up here when it looked like we were failing. I know we weren't quite red yet on the day, but I saw this big push up yesterday, and we just really been selling off. You know, it closed weak. We tried to open up a little bit today, but I just saw weakness in this. So I shorted it and hit the first target here. Actually ran through it. You know, this was going to be the first target, this 101.50, but it ran through it, and I got it at what was it? At 101. Yeah, got it at 101. It's a real nice first cover here. The next one I had down here at the 50-day. This yellow line is a 50-day moving average from the daily. And then I was looking for it to get to the 200 here on the 60-minute. But it didn't quite get there, but it was close. But you know, it did trigger my my order. And these are bids that I have out. You know, I'm not watching this and taking it off. You know, I'm typing in chat, this is the target. You know, this is where I had a bid out, and it's hitting it. And you know, I left some on just to see if we were going to fade this. We didn't, and it came up and took my profit stop out. So OLED was solid. You know, $1,800 on this trade. It was just solid. And you know, I missed a couple of these all day holds over the last couple of weeks. I have missed a couple, but I'm kind of getting back into the groove, and I've got more time in the morning to really look for these. All right, so the one that didn't work out was NXPI, and I was looking for the same thing on this one. You know, I was looking for another sell-off day. We were opening under the 90-day, and yesterday's close, you know, we were opening red. So I thought, well, here's where we opened down here. So I thought this would be a nice opportunity to sell off down to the 20 here, the 50-day here, but it didn't do it. You know, I got in right here. I thought, you know, we were going to get this sell off, and it just kind of hung around and traded sideways all day, and ended up stopping me out here. So $300 and some loss. That, you know, not bad. That was a point to, you know, try and make 4 or 5 points. You know, this one would have been the one that really made my day, but it just didn't work. So 15.05.30, not bad. Not bad at all. We're gonna see if we can finish the week out strong on, you know, looking for our all-day holds. Now CRM, this one would have been a nice one too. And I said this one when I was talking about all-day holds. This one was on the list too, but I wanted to day trade this, as you saw, and really didn't do well on it. But it is what it is. So that was my day. Was a pretty decent day. Hopefully I can have another one like this tomorrow and another one Friday, so I can finish this week out strong. Tomorrow, at least finish the month out strong. You know, pretty excited about next month and closing out the quarter and getting to where I want to be, so we can start the third quarter and really start making some money here. All right, guys, so take it easy. You guys take care. Have a good night, a good evening, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning.